and many of them survivors like myself, which we call extreme abuse, which is satanic ritual abuse and mind control. And for many survivors, the idea of speaking out publicly is just completely beyond, 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 because there's so much pressure not to. But of course, I was trained. So, in a way, it's been a lot easier for me. I know that because of my training. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and to the risk and threat, because I know in interviews in the past, people have asked you, like, why don't you just tell the names of the people that did this to you?" And there's also this level of, well, if you said something, your life is definitely on the line, or even maybe worse, you get captured again, and there's more time of punishment that comes with that. And it made me think about the Epstein case and people that not even people that are involved necessarily, people that know those that are involved but can't speak out against it. Because I think we forget that, let's say you had the knowledge to this kind of Epstein list, whatever it is, or you knew a bunch of the people that were on it and you could speak out against it. There is a layer there of, okay, if I do say something, there is at least a 90% chance I die. And could you, and it's like, I guess, an ethical question of, do you blame the person for not saying anything because the fact they know they will die and or their loved ones will suffer as well? I always thought that was such a kind of an interesting philosophical question that we don't really ask ourselves much when it comes to the whole, why don't we just have the people that know the people expose these people? And it's just not that simple of a task.
Right. Well, the idea that survivors would be responsible for that is just really insane to me. And I think, there's a lot of mind control that comes from those perpetrators that want to keep this secret. And it's not only mind control with their specific, physical slaves, but it's also mind control for the entire population. So as soon as there's a wind of this truth, there's a bunch of mind control that gets sent into the ether, and I think some of that is responsible for people demanding that I name everybody, or else I'm responsible for any deaths that this person that I'm not naming, has caused. Um, so I think for survivors, the fact that they're alive and the fact that they're trying to heal should absolutely be considered a miracle, because that's not the idea. You're not supposed to survive. You're not supposed to heal. And the courage that I see in those survivors that are not public. I would never, I mean, yes, it would be nice if everybody would be able to speak out, but, you know, the the incredible, I mean, I spent 20 years really suffering that it was hard just to get out of bed, really, really difficult life, because this trauma is so heavy. It is so difficult to go through all these damn programs that have been, all the ways in which, because this is how you are. You think it's you. You think these thoughts are your own thoughts. You have to deal with them. You have to deal with these emotional states that you couldn't feel when you were a child, these horrific things that you're experiencing, the things that you were made to do. To feel all of that is so incredibly heavy. I think it's easier to climb the Himalayas. It's easier to do greatest physical feat in the world than to go through this kind of hellish suffering. So to ask of survivors to do anything at all is just ridiculous. And I think that there's a lot of mind control that these ideas get sent into, through whether it's social media, it doesn't matter which side you're on, but on the for the mainstream, it's like this whole idea is completely ridiculous. Don't believe this. This is the far right wing conspiracy theory. So that's it for mainstream. And then for people that are on board, there's one particular one that they like to send out for me. So you have people that are in the network that are putting these ideas out in comments and everything and engaging with people in comments. And then people pick up these ideas and repeat them. But a big one for me is that, yes, this is happening, but I'm lying. Yeah, so that's really convenient, right? That I am very well spoken, I speak very clearly about it, that I would be the one lying when everybody when people that other people are speaking would be speaking the truth, but then never saying who does speak the truth. So there's a lot of lies about me also that are, floating around on the internet, but this general idea, people say, "Well, she would be if what she's saying is true, she would already be dead, so obviously it's not true." That's one. Then there's another one that indeed, name people, name people or else you're responsible, or you should name those people. Well, the thing is that what's her name? Bryce Taylor wrote Thanks for the Memories in the 1980s. That book is available. She names everybody. She names everybody. Everybody's all the pictures of the perpetrators are on the cover of her book. And everybody has been named. All those people on the Epstein list have been named. It's just that that never gets out. When I've named somebody, yes, I mean, I was definitely threatened. My life was definitely threatened for saying that name. So when it was sort of outed and I was confronted with, now you have to either lie and say, "No, that's not him," or you have to just out it. Then I did feel for a moment this fear of death that, I was threatened. And then, okay, well, then it's out. So I'm always calculating. Because the thing about the names is that I don't think what I'm saying is about the names, it's about helping people understand that this is happening. And then the names, well, yes, those people were there, they're responsible, but none of these perpetrators that have been outed by any survivors have ever, ever, faced any consequences. 0. So
Do you think? Yeah, because you say you face threats to some degree. Have any of these threats, like, come in person? Where someone just, like, showed up at your place or showed up wherever you were at? That's happened plenty of times?
not plenty of times. Uh, I've been stopped at the airport, for example, behind security, and suddenly somebody comes over looking really awful, like, "Ooh, like, wanna stay away from that person." And yeah, like, they want me to know the messages are usually, I can be killed anytime, any place, they always know where I am, they always know what I'm doing, they always know what I'm thinking. And the thing about that name, I was very specifically threatened about that particular name. Um Now it's out. I'm still alive. But then we as survivors, we really need to then consider, well, okay, last time I had a death threat, I had to think, well, what if, like, okay, what if I get killed then?